Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, run through the weather warnings as we do have widespread yellow and an amber warning issued for rain over the next 24 hours, as we are going to continue to see an exceptional amount of rain falling. Now, we've seen a lot of rain over the past 36 hours. We've probably seen most of the rain fall now, but we've still got another good 12 to 24 hours more of precipitation, as you can see from the live radar at the moment. And because of all the rains that have fallen over the last day or two, it could really accumulate. We could see some river flooding, flash flooding, especially in that amber warning zone, but not exclusively. Now, further southwards, we are seeing things reduce, but it is going to be mainly those northern areas that are going to get battered continually over the next day or so. We'll have a look at that in detail on the latest UKV, have a look at those precipitation and temperature amounts over the next 5 days. The rain is easing off through the next sort of 24 to 48 hours, but still substantial amounts to come. And it does look like it will turn a bit drier as we head into the weekend with some higher pressure, but we could still see some showers and storms around as well. As we head into the longer range, we continue to see very changeable conditions. Definitely seeing some very positive runs today, high pressure building in. Others a little bit less so, with some lower pressure and some cooler, wetter conditions. So still a little bit up in the air as we head towards the end of May and early June, but definitely some hopes of something at least better than what we're seeing at the moment. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And remember to follow me on Twitter as well, links in the description. Now, if you start on the live radar, you can see this big weather front that is extending through much of northern England into Scotland at the moment. Now, this has very slowly creeped up from southern England through much of yesterday, further northwards through today, clearing much of southern England and southern Wales, and now is dominating further northwards. Now, unfortunately, the intensity of this precipitation is now starting to ease. We've still got some very intense bouts of precipitation here, dark greens, yellows and oranges, but we were seeing this more widely earlier today and overnight last night. It is starting to just about reduce in intensity, but still, it is going to accumulate significantly, especially across this northwestern England area where we do have an amber warning issued. Now, if you look at the temperatures this evening, you can see it's not too cold outside, but it definitely is feeling chilly under all of that rain. And if we do put on the past 24-hour precipitation, you'll be able to see where all the very heavy rain has fallen over the past 24 hours. Of course, more rain has actually fallen than this, but we won't be able to see that because that is beyond the 24-hour period. You can see some very large totals just to the north of London, through parts of the Midlands here, mainly down to some more stationary rain as the sort of the little frontal system, the trough did pivot. So very stationary rain here with very high precipitation rates, some storms around here as well, but you can see where we've got the amber warning zone getting absolutely battered with precipitation here, widely 2 inches of rain, maybe 3 or 4 when everything is all said and done, and we are continuing to see this moving northwards as well. So some really quite heavy precipitation accumulating significantly throughout the next 24 hours, and again could be more issues. Now, if you have a look at the latest weather warnings, you can see all the warnings issued. If we do start on that amber warning, it was issued from midday today, or earlier today, midday Wednesday through to midday on Thursday. So we're almost halfway through the warning as I'm recording this. Rain will become heavy and persistent late Wednesday and Thursday, with flooding and disruption likely. As I said, looking at 30 to 40 millimetres, so 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, maybe 70 to 90 millimetres in a few areas, 100 to 150 millimetres in some regions as well. Medium impact and medium likelihood. I did say in yesterday's video there was quite a good chance we see an amber warning issued, and it has now been issued. Again, a little bit late issuing, I must say. It was issued earlier this morning, so 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Again, coming into 6 hours later. It's not a lot of lead time if you have got plans on the Wednesday. There's no guarantees you wake up on Wednesday, and definitely check whether we've seen an amber warning or a different warning issued. So again, in future, again, I know I've got no influence really, but in future it would be better if we did see these warnings given at least in 12 to maybe 24 hours in advance. I know, of course, it does get based on an impact matrix, and can't issue a warning if those impact matrices are not sufficient for an amber, But having a look at this over the past few days, we knew there was going to be very heavy rain around. It was only a matter of time to see an amber warning issued. We've got a widespread yellow warning issued for much of Northern England as well. Again, goes till midday tomorrow as we do start to see this very heavy rain starting to clear. And it was only updated recently with the heaviest rain now cleared from southern parts of the warning, and that has been shrunk. And then we've got warnings further northwards, one in Northern Ireland here, from 5 p.m. until 10 a.m. tomorrow, one across Scotland until 6 p.m. on Thursday, and 10 a.m. on Thursday. Again, we won't go into the details of all the rainfall totals. You can have a look at that yourself, but it's very similar amounts. A couple of inches of rain widely, maybe more than that over the hills. And you see that continuing to Thursday here, no changes. So hopefully by tomorrow evening, by the time we get our next video out, everything should slowly be subsiding, at least coming from the sky, but I suspect we could still see another day or two of flooding around as the river levels do start to peak. If you have a look at the latest UKV now, you can see all that rain further northwards slowly spiralling and losing its intensity as it heads through Thursday, but still moderate precipitation amounts falling through much of Thursday. But you see, as we head into the afternoon, it really is stationary light to moderate rain. So it does really lose its intensity, but it does maintain itself through much of the day. As we head into Friday, still remnants of that rain around, but by the afternoon, most of that persistent rain is cleared, just a few showers and thicker clouds left behind. So Friday looking pretty decent. The same could be said for Saturday, at least initially. The west, though, some showers starting to push in, and then as we head into Sunday as well, could start to see a few heavy thundery showers starting to break out, and you see again into Monday a similar story. So we'll have to see exactly how it does play out over the next few days, but horrible conditions for the next sort of 24 to 36 hours, especially further northwards, getting better for all through Friday into the weekend. If you look at the temperatures, you can see earlier this afternoon, miserable 13-14 degrees at best. As we head into Thursday, better in the southeast, where we see those clearer conditions, maybe up towards 20 degrees. As we head into Friday, a little bit more widespread in the south and the east, maybe drifting northwards in a few areas, but still thick cloud and rain around, holding those temperatures down. But as we head into the weekend, a much more positive signal, more widely towards the high teens, if not low 20s, and the same can be said for Sunday. Look at that, 22 to 23 is possible, definitely looking much warmer, and Monday again towards that 20 degree mark. So definitely looking pretty decent indeed. Not amazing, not out of this world, but definitely a lot better than what we're seeing at the moment. Now, if you have a look at the latest GFS, just to keep on top of what's going on the longer term, again, you can see that low, that trough moving through at the moment, giving rain. Eventually, high pressure does build in, but we still see those lows trying to move it in off the Atlantic, having some success, but always getting got squeezed away, filling in as they do approach. So it does mean the intensity shouldn't be too high. As we head through Wednesday into Thursday and through towards the following weekend, we do see high pressure trying to ridge up from the south, but still some lows trying to move in and right into the extended range, kind of battleground between low to out west, high pressure to out east, a southerly wind trying to drawn up, and just generally kind of in between. Not cold, but not amazingly warm either, but definitely better than what we've got now. It would be a bit of a thundery pattern, but at least we'd see some sunshine and not consistent rain like we've got at the moment. If you compare to the GM, very similar over the next few days with that low moving northward, some high pressure building in, and some lows sliding in off the Atlantic for a period through next week. Eventually, though, that low moves through and actually gets trapped further southwards. Again, that could encourage thunderstorms and more widespread heavy showers, and you can see some very warm areas getting wafted up through Europe. You can see these darker colours, these oranges and reds starting to develop. Keep an eye on that, as some warmer conditions across Central Europe and Northern Europe could feed our way into early June. But here, again, kind of in between weather systems, not bone dry, but not particularly wet either, not warm, not cool, just changeable up and down. Now finally, if we look at the ECMWF, again that low pressure is moving through. We do see some high pressure building in, but we do see those little lows. But eventually into the longer range, towards that day 10 period, the first day of June, we do see high pressure properly building in, and it's building in with a pretty strong southerly wind, and that would actually be very warm. Temperatures mid-20s looking at that. Unfortunately though, again, because that air is getting drawn from our south with probably a lot of moisture, there would be showers and thunderstorms breaking out. So although we're looking at mid to high 20s, maybe even touching 30 degrees here into early June, it could be very thundery indeed. Now, if you finish by looking at the latest ensembles, very up and down, very changeable from the latest GFS. You can see some very warm runs in the longer term, which is definitely suggesting perhaps the risk of something a little bit hotter. But really, the majority of runs are in and around average. Precipitation isn't massive, isn't particularly low. I kind of feel like I'm not giving many details here because we're not really seeing any main theme here from the ensembles. In and around average in terms of the temperatures and up and down precipitation. If you compare to the ECMWF, just to finish, very similar, maybe a little bit more pronounced up and down, and a lot more runs in that longer term going warmer, but you can also see quite a lot of precipitation as well. So perhaps ECMWF definitely more biased towards low pressure out to our west, high pressure to our east, drawing up a southerly wind, lots of warm air, but also moisture, which could mean warm but thundery pattern. That's what I'm seeing here, or inferring here, from those ECMWF ensembles. Again, that's still a good week or two away. We'll have to wait and see how the next few days do pan out. But for the time being, do make sure you stay safe, especially if you are on those amber or yellow warnings. By tomorrow evening, the worst of the rain will have definitely passed for all. And then we've just got to keep an eye on river flooding and again a few subsequent showers in the following days. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.